Hello everyone, welcome to Crypto News. Today, June 6th, 2026, and the top crypto news is as follows. To start our today's episode from America, where Congress has received 7 new bills for cryptocurrency taxation, covering all sectors, even mining. Of course, all these have gone for discussion. There will be changes, and we'll follow everything in crypto news as the situation progresses. And we'll go to perhaps the biggest news for today, to Zcash, which there, sitting at $630 and something, fell sharply to $300, a drop of over 50%. And the reason is that a counterfeiting problem was found that the protocol had. Let me tell you about the story that a few days ago, there was a problem with Zcash. But this problem was essentially that the block explorer did not show the new blocks that Zcash produced. News that you didn't see in crypto news because it wasn't important. But this is very important, and we're talking about a critical counterfeiting issue that confirms a problem I had talked about in crypto news a month ago, and now we see it becoming reality, and I believe we'll see it in other networks too. More specifically, the developers revealed a critical vulnerability in the Orchard shielded pool of the protocol, which could have allowed undetectable counterfeiting for over 4 years. The vulnerability was disclosed on May 29th by security researcher Taylor Hornby using audit tools with the help of artificial intelligence. If we go to the blog post that was written, we'll see that he used the Anthropic Claude 3.5 model to help him do what we call code review. That is, to see how good the code is and if there are critical errors. Basically, Claude found this error in just 2 lines of code. Please. Then, as the blog writes, Anthropic's Claude was used as a code writer to be able to activate this specific error in a test environment without affecting the real Zcash essentially, and it was revealed that this error works perfectly normally, and someone essentially could create Zcash coins which would be accepted by the network without anyone ever being able to understand if they are real or not. So this problem, as we said, was found in only 2 lines of code within the Orchard code, which is the cryptographic component that governs Zcash's shielded transactions and allows a malicious actor to create fake Zcash coins within the shielded pool without a signature on the chain. If the error had been exploited before disclosure, there would be no way of proof. The vulnerability existed from the activation of Orchard in May 2022 until the deployment of the emergency fix on June 1st, 2026. And all this here with Claude and AI finding this error is what I was warning about in crypto news a month ago in the episode AI bigger solves than quantum computers for now. Essentially, in that first episode, in a few words, I was talking about Anthropic's new protocol, which specializes, as Anthropic says, in finding various errors. And this model was first given to companies so they could upgrade their systems before it goes public. And I had concluded in that episode that AI is essentially a danger that the crypto market now has, while quantum computers are a threat for the future. And as it appeared with Zcash, AI was capable of finding a huge error within its network, which fortunately is an error that was found by a good, I'll say, programmer who did not use the error to make millions of money without anyone ever being able to understand anything. But to be honest, we don't know if Zcash was ever actually counterfeited, because this cannot be seen the way it worked. And for this reason, Zcash fell so much, as you understand. Let me tell you now that, as I had said then, so I say now, it requires great care in the coins we invest in, and you must be as sure as possible that yes, I'll put it this way, good coins that were not created from hype and were created from careful control and research from the team writing quality code, because these have fewer chances of having such errors, which we will see more in the future. Arthur Hayes stated that he sold all the Zcash he had, helping the price fall even more. Cypherpunk Technologies company, which is the Winklevoss twins company that had dedicated itself to buying Zcash has fallen 47% from this incident, with the public company asking to stop the FUD and declaring that it will continue its vision to want to buy 5% of Zcash's supply. While beyond Zcash that fell, this has affected the rest of the privacy coin market, as well as Monero, which is down 27% on the 7-day chart. Let me tell you that, of course, Bitcoin's price hasn't helped at all, but of course the privacy space in the crypto market has been affected very negatively by the Zcash incident. And staying with privacy, we'll go to SUI, which announced confidential transfers on its network. According to one of SUI's co-founders, it announced that confidential transfers are coming to the SUI network using range proofs to protect transaction amounts while maintaining complete supply auditability in the protocol. So it was something we knew anyway, that SUI would bring confidentiality to its network. Continuing with our news, we'll go to our beloved crypto market, which right now stands at $60,000. We are below our support for now, and we stand at some old support from 2024 to understand. And there are two basic reasons I think that Bitcoin continues to be in the red. The first is the job market in America, where instead of expecting job positions to reach 80,000, these were 172,000. A much larger number. This is good news for America's economy, but it's also news that shows that America's economy is probably standing firm, and for this reason they don't need to rush to cut interest rates, and that's why the markets are not happy. But regarding the crypto market, it's not the only thing that affected it. Let me tell you that traditional markets are also in the red, with over $2.5 to $3 trillion disappearing in 24 hours. S&P 500 fell 1.65%, Nasdaq fell 2.6%, gold 3.3%, silver 6.9%, and Bitcoin fell over 6%. And it's not just America's market, it's also Asia's market, with over $750 billion disappearing. South Korea's KOSPI index fell 6.9%, Taiwan's stock market fell 4%, and Japan's LAYV index fell 2.4%. The situation was so bad that even the President of America made a comment about it, saying that stocks should go up, not fall, after today's employment report, which are the numbers for job positions I was telling you about. Growth doesn't mean inflation, says the President of America. But he doesn't give us many chances, Mr. Trump, to see a reduction in interest rates, which is something we want and you want, as you know. And this is the most basic reason that Bitcoin continues to be red these days. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, June 6th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.